we're live.
What's up, everybody? It's Hump Day, and it's my birthday.
Oh, you got a birthday card now.
Hello, it's my birthday. Welcome to Design Sips. I'm Sandra Funk, and we are going to talk design, and today we are going to drink champagne, because it's my birthday. Happy Hump Day, y'all.
Happy Hump Day.
All right.
Comment if you're drinking.
Give me some hearts and some thumbs up if you are joining me with or without a cocktail, either which way. I appreciate your presence as we celebrate a little bit.
Yeah, hello to some friends. Hello, Thrive Design Studio.
Hello.
Sullivan and Broad Company.
Oh, hello. Thanks for joining us. Sarah Harris is playing with the lighting. It is a dark and stormy afternoon in the East Coast. If you are with me anywhere in the greater New York area, you are also experiencing weather. So we are going to cheer this thing up with some Veuve Clicquot.
Yes. And Leslie says happy birthday.
Thanks, sis. I know. It's been one of those birthdays where you're just busy with real life. So it's been great. I've got beautiful flowers from the hubs behind me. I got to get my champagne open, so please excuse all my wincing. What did we do? We did site meetings this morning. Come on. I need to dry my hands off, people.
Yep. Meetings, touch bases.
Touch bases with the team meetings. We had vendor agreement conversations with one of our favorite contractors. So we've been busy. I need somebody who can pop a cork over here. My hands are too wet from opening it. Oh, usually I can totally do this.
Send some of that weather to Texas. That's right, I feel you.
Is it hot and crazy? I know. Oh, here we go. Yeah! Finally!
Happy birthday! We got a lot of happy birthday wishes for
thanks,
you.
y'all. Sorry, that was a tough one. I got my hands all wet, and then I couldn't do it. Cheers.
Cheers.
To birthdays.
Cheers.
All right, I'm pouring y'all a glass, and then we're going to start it off with a clink, which you know we love to do. Oh, and we filmed an incredible session this morning for, tell us what we were doing this morning with Bobby, who was amazing.
For his online summit coming up.
Yes, Designer Summit online.
Yeah, Designer Summit, and you are part of the conference, and so the attendees will be promoting that soon, and they can register to see your talk on video marketing.
Yeah, so a great chat this morning. So there's just been a lot going on, but one of the things that I love that Bobby was talking about was the festive sound of the clinks on Design Sips. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Happy Design Sips.
Happy Design Sips.
Thank you. It tastes so good when it hits your lips.
It really does.
You know it. All right.
Okay, good.
All of my drinking accoutrement away, and let's talk biz.
Yeah, so before we dive into today's topic, we have so much coming up at High Point. Let's direct into our trade tab to see if we can catch you.
Besides all the packing and wardrobe planning, we are also working on all of the talks that we'll be doing and all of the tours and all of the exciting networking that we're doing at High Point. So check it all out, houseoffunk.com/trade to know exactly where we will be. I need to reference that tab as well because it's a little mind-boggling, but we're super excited. So we will have the entire House of Funk team in town, so we'll be rolling 6 deep, so please, I apologize if you've invited me to dinner. It's a +5 because we are really trying to have it be team building and togetherness time as well. So thank you to those of you who have said yes to 6 of us for dinner, and we're so excited to talk and be at the showrooms and see all the new product launches. High Point is like our own personal design mecca, and we're just so excited.
Awesome. Okay, so today we're talking all about PR, and I have a bunch of questions and topics for you, but I think first let's just break it down with for some of these firms who are just still in the thick of doing the design work, how did you approach PR initially and not have it be sort of an overwhelming task and just incorporate it naturally into your business?
So I think for me, one of the things that we've been talking a lot about lately is that the business of interior design is a constant hustle, right? Because it's not like you get a client and they're your client for the next 20 years, unless they are serial redecorators, which congratulations, you have found the perfect client. But most of the time, our residential clients are 8 to 18 months, maybe 2.5 years if it's a build from scratch. And so you're constantly hustling for new clients. You're constantly having to market yourself to get that next client. So marketing is absolutely a part of every single small interior design firm everywhere, because you have to constantly be shouting your own name from the rooftops, and that's hard to do. And it's really hard to get over it and not feel like, oh, people are gonna be rolling their eyes. I'm always showing off myself. I'm always posting these beautiful pictures of my work. I'm always promoting myself. And I think in the very beginning years, that was definitely holding me back. And when I finally decided, this is the business. This is how design businesses grow. You have to tell people what you do, and you have to show the beautiful work that we put together. And getting over that and pushing past that is a huge part of really kicking off your marketing and PR campaign for your own business. And then there's layers and layers and layers of making sure that you're showing your authentic self, that you're showing the unique truth of who you are. You're not putting on a version of yourself that is what you think your clients want to see, but that is the true you, because the true you will always shine way brighter than the version of you that you think they want to see. Does that make any sense?
That's beautiful. All right, we're clinking to that, and then while we're clinking,
Cheers,
Dennis
y'all.
Scully, who's going to be with you tomorrow at your DDB panel, says see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Oh, looking forward to that. Hopefully this nor'easter will have cruised through and it'll be bright and beautiful.
And
good to see you.
Our local, what is
Yes. The
it?
TNG building.
Oh, we're doing a great panel tomorrow morning, and
Recession-proofing your business.
thank you. This is a business of home panel, and as always, the most amazing content, the most amazing source, in my opinion, for just everything that's happening in interior design. I think they cover it so well, so intelligently, and it's so very appreciated. So honored beyond belief to be a part of it, and just thrilled to be involved.
So I want to dig in, and you just finished saying you got over the hump and you were showing the pretty. So speaking of the pretty, one of the tips that you love to share is investing in professional photography and getting the best photographer you can afford.
Yes. So once you decide and you make the decision that I'm gonna have to shout from the rooftops, I am my business, I'm gonna have to put myself out there, the very best way to put yourself out there, your projects, right, the meat of your work, is via professional photography. And it is gonna scare your pants off the first time you get that thing quoted. But I'm telling you, it will return itself to you in spades. Getting the next project and the next project is really predicated on beautiful, high quality, clear, light, bright, natural sunlight, no funny things happening in the background and shadows. It's professional photography. So keep pushing yourself to the edge of your budget. I usually don't give that recommendation on many things. I'm a saver and a careful person on most things, but this is one of those things that you want to you want to hire a photographer at the top of what you can afford, because they really can be amazing quality. And you want to keep trying out different photographers until you find one that you click with, and then please be the sweetest, most dear, appreciative, kind person on the planet when you're at photo shoots, because you are going to need to hold on to that photographer when you finally find the right one. They are worth their weight in gold.
Absolutely.
A little tiny shout out to my favorite photographer.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark.
And also, on that same point, think of it as an investment, because you use your professional photos not just on your website, but marketing one sheets, potential client sheets. Maybe talk about just the breadth and width that those photos carry you through.
Yes, these photos they turn into the social capital that brings in your next client. So from the sales presentation that I flip through on my iPad, where I can zoom into a client's photo, professional photo, where it never pixelates, it's beautiful, it just resonates with them. It's those pictures that sell the job. And then of course it's you, right? The other side is this amazing professional photography showing off your ability and your skills in interior design. And then as we're always talking about, video is huge for you to show your true personality to potential clients so that they feel like they know you ahead of actually meeting you. So when you walk into their home to do an initial consult, you are catapulted ahead in the connection with that client. It really works. So the clients feel, if they've spent some time on my site and they've spent some time watching some videos, they truly feel like they've met me before because they've seen the real me. They've seen me interact. They've seen me mess up and tumble over my words. They've seen me clink the glasses and cheers and celebrate the wins and, talk about the lessons learned. So it goes a really long way. Amazing, amazing photography, and then getting on camera and being just as authentic and as comfortable. Let those nerves dissipate. The first couple minutes on camera can be a little heightened, and then you should settle into a more authentic version of yourself, and that's where the meat is. That's where those connections lie between you and those potential clients.
Excellent. So hello to our new guests joining. We just had a flurry.
Hello.
We're talking PR today. And I think another point, Sandra, before I jump onto the next talking point is so many brands these days on Instagram, when you are using that high level photography, are then reaching out to ask if they can repost your images.
Yes.
So it's sort of worth it in that regard too.
Oh, absolutely. And obviously, as long as the photographer is credited and approves of it, you always have to circle back to the photographer, but this can be a wonderful way to catapult your exposure. So tagging, so for instance, I love to use to the trade only resources in my designs so that I can tag my pictures all up and then feel free to tell my clients what those vendors are because they have my back, they're to the trade only. And then a lot of times those vendors will want to reshare that post on their website. And as long as everything is cleared with the photographer, this is an incredible way to piggyback on the following of those vendors. Okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so another key talking point, and Sarah, feel free to jump in with any of the DM questions if it's the right time. A big PR thing is just having like a functional website that's also up to date, like current headshot, updated press, portfolio.
Yeah, if you get bored and cut your hair all off, get fresh updates so that you look like the person they think you're going to look like when you walk in.
No, for big.
Yeah, it's a big deal, right? So the whole point of social media is to get to know the end user, right? So that end user can hear your name, can start to learn about your brand, can understand what you do, and then eventually, when it's time for them to hire an interior designer, you are top of mind. So that's the whole point of all this, for me anyway.
Yeah.
Of course, there's influencers out there that are building a whole different model, but my model is about getting the next great residential interior design client. So putting that stuff out there, what they're going to do is they're going to Google me when they finally realize that they could use an interior designer. And when they Google me, they're going to land on my website. And my website needs to be totally top-notch. It needs to be as good or way better than all the other little social media that's out there trying to catch their attention. It needs to be the feeling of coming home to my brand. It needs to be all those little touch points wrapped up in like the most amazing bow ever. And then it needs to offer them give. And so what we often do is we have a lot of opportunities for a client to interact with our brand on the website where they might want more information and they give us our email address so that we will give them that additional information. So we call that an opt-in. And it's really how we turn someone who's in our audience into someone who's in our world, and that we can kind of start to nurture that lead and speak directly to them. So you not only want to have a website that is killer and so professional and absolutely streamlined, top-notch professional photography all the way, clean, clear. You also want to use that as a vehicle to take your relationship with your audience one step further and get them on your newsletter list so you can really start speaking to them directly.
And I have a question, but before that, I think one quick point to add for a website that people know but often forget is optimizing it for mobile. So whether you're working with a developer or just doing it on your own, just keeping in mind that, most of your readers are going to be on their mobile.
Yes, yeah, the stats are obvious and staggering that we are all on our devices and we are not all looking at the website on a huge big screen. So if your page, loads and on your mobile you have to scroll left to see the whole image, it's a fail, right? You really need it to be flexible for mobile. That's where people are Googling. They're Googling while they're sitting in line at the grocery store, right? That's when they're kind of thinking like, oh, I should fix that room. It's driving me crazy. So you need to have someone who's doing your website or do it yourself, and then you need to test it. And when they send out a new iPhone or a new Android update, you need to test it again, right? So you need to make sure that it's constantly loading, because if you're timing out, if your photos aren't optimized to load quickly, or you're scrolling off the page, they're gonna lose interest pretty quickly, because that attention to detail is absolutely necessary in interior design. So if you're missing the boat on that in your website, I think it's a negative reflection on the brand. So it's really, really important to catch it.
So Ashley just joined. Hi, Ash.
Hi, Ash. Cheers, woman.
Okay, so I have a question for you. Besides social media and portfolio, where else can I put my photos to reach my ideal clients?
You should try to get them published in magazines, blogs, online. It's a wonderful vehicle to share and reshare and continue to share in articles, in blog posts, in roundups of kitchens. We love, love, love Daring Hall for this. They're so incredible at doing a roundup of interesting dining rooms, a roundup of the most amazing jewel box powder rooms, and they're really great at curating from the existing photos on the site, which we love, and putting that into a roundup scenario. So just because it's been published once or it's out on your website and maybe you've decided to go straight to publishing, self-publishing instead of pitching for publishing, either which way you go, it's not done once it hits your website. It can be reused and reused and recycled, and really it has a life of its own. Some of these images we have some images that are from 3-5 years ago that are still one of our top page views. They just somehow hit. They resonate really deeply with clients, and so they kind of start to build a life of their own. And sometimes it's great to see that it's a popular image and it's really resonating, and then update an existing blog post with that image. If it's a bedroom image and you've got a bedroom roundup blog post, put that image that really resonates there, and then get it out on Pinterest, get it out on Instagram, and have it lead them back to that blog post, which is of course sitting on your website, where they can then go back down that rabbit hole of learning about you.
Yeah, and did you talk about in the blog posts our strategic ammo with blog posts?
No. So I love blog posts. I know it's like old news, but it's such good stuff. So if you Google the town where my business is located and interior design, I will just stack. I will just be all over that page, and that's very intentional. And it's done through SEO keyworded blog posts that link my hometown and interior design. And it's strategic because a lot of times clients will Google interior design and their county or their town or near me. With near me, you also have to get a Google location so that Google can find where you are, so that they can have you come up in searches near me to clients near you. Do you see? I have a whole talk on this.
Yep.
It's a really deep dive. I just touched on it so high level, but where can they find more on that one?
We're going to be at Julie and Chichester on Saturday at 11 a.m. at High Point.
Okay, this Saturday,
Yeah.
11 a.m., Julie and Chichester, an amazing showroom that typically has the best cocktails in all of High Point and the most gorgeous, England, London, pop, sleek, colorful. You just need to swing by and see this stuff. Have one of their incredible cocktails and go all the way down the rabbit hole. Nicole from Curio Electro and I will be telling you all about our SEO keyworded blog posts that we use as missile strikes to go after our next clients instead of random scattershot blogging, which really does nothing for anybody but take up a lot of time.
Yep, and we have 2 designer questions
Yes.
on the topic of blogging.
Shall I refill the Vouv? Anyone need more Vouv? All right, guys.
Birthday girl.
Those of you who aren't just jumping on, it's my birthday. Get busy. We're drinking Vouv. Happy Hump Day.
Happy Hump Day. So a designer asked, is blogging going away? Is it too late to start one?
Oh no. No. So a blog is a way for you to tell a story, do a deeper dive. We want our websites these days clean, crisp, visual, and simple. So we don't want to jam them up with words. But a blog is a great place to put all those words and thoughts. So if your website is really word heavy, you might turn some of those words into posts and clean up the visual atmosphere of your website to just be crisp and open and more visual, because that's interior design. Also, as I said, the blog post is so important to the strategy of getting found by your next ideal client, because you're going to put yourself in their way via the Google, right? So everyone's Googling for what they need these days. And an SEO keyworded blog post can actually come up in that search result. And Nicole is going to tell us all the nitty gritty on how to get that to happen. And I'm going to give you all the examples on how we've done it, and it has worked.
Yeah, it really has 100% worked.
Yeah, incredible.
So we had another designer question, blog topic ideas. Maybe you can delve into MoFlow's sort of brainstorm and getting just a whole bunch of editorial content.
Yes, so a million years ago, or maybe late 2012, early 2013, I took an online course with Marie Forleo, and it was all about marketing your entrepreneur, your online business, whatever it was. And one of the things that she did that I thought was incredible is she did kind of an annual calendar for content, and you did these massive brainstorming sessions, which has always been my jam. I'm a brainstormer by nature. Massive brainstorming sessions about what do I know about that I could speak about and write a blog post, an Instagram post, a Pinterest, YouTube video, like what can I speak to? What do I know about that someone else might find interesting? And it's about brainstorming far and wide and then categorizing, right? And then what we ended up doing, and we've been doing it for years now, is we do an annual content calendar. And so we'll, 12 months, 12 themes, we'll categorize those images, we'll categorize our content, we'll categorize our knowledge, and we will do these deeper dives into these different content and topic areas, and it helps us create the content, organize our thoughts, slot everything, figure out where our images are going to go, and also stay relevant and stay updated, because every year we're going to do a post about holiday decorating, but every year we're going to have a couple of new images, an even more up-to-date new angle on it. We're going to refresh. We're not starting at zero. And if you've listened to me ever before, you know I do not do blank sheet of paper. I'm always starting from a template or knowledge or iterating from the past. And so you don't want to do your content for last year and then look at this year's content calendar as a blank sheet of paper. You take what you did last year and you iterate. You say, this one worked, this one was kind of a dud. Can we swap that out? Where do we want to go with this? Never a blank sheet of paper. Always iterating on last year and working and developing.
And just a quick cheers and shout out to TB Design, who said, happy birthday. Thank you so much for your insight. It's so incredibly helpful for us young designers.
Cheers to you,
And
TB
so
Design.
that is
Cheers,
all
cheers,
about
cheers.
The standard.
Happy
what's
design
coming your way.
business. Yes. We are busy building towards the launch of the standard, which obviously, as you all know, is the backbone of our business. It's every template, every content calendar, every structure that we use, so that you can take that structure, no blank sheet of paper, and you can layer in your own personality, your own aesthetic vision on top of that. But we're giving it all to you in the spring of 2020.
Yep.
Can't wait.
Let's read this question.
There'll probably be champagne at that as well.
Yeah. Okay, couple more questions.
Yes.
Does every blog post have to be an original idea? Is it okay if I just put my own spin on what other designers write about, i.e. favorite lamps, holiday decorating ideas, etc.?
Oh, yes. So I think that you can absolutely be inspired by someone and put your own spin on it. I would make sure it's very much your own spin and it's not a save as with a couple of words changed. You really need to be careful and make sure that you're speaking from your own authentic voice. But it has been said over and over again that there are very few brand new ideas out there in the world and a whole lot of iterations and different angles. So make sure you're making it your own and you really are inspired by and not a save as. But of course, obviously, there's blog posts out there on trimming the tree. That doesn't mean you shouldn't do one.
Yeah. Exactly. But I think also when you take that time to brainstorm, you're just going to find that naturally you bring your own thoughts or ideas around certain topics or a project you're working on.
Yes.
I just think people, there's more to it than they initially go into it.
Yeah, definitely. And I also think that if you're an interior designer, you're used to having to constantly bring new ideas to a project. And so that natural creativity is in you. And it is really great to kind of go inside and bring it forward instead of just making tweaks to someone else's content.
Yeah.
Always, always, yes.
So designers have so much to do already. If someone's watching this and they're like, oh my gosh, I have to write 500 words every single week, what do you say to that?
No. Okay, so what I have to say to that is you need to pick your platforms, and then you need to be consistent with those platforms. But that does not mean that you need to do everything every week. Also, write it all at one time, like go down a deep dive rabbit hole of whatever the theme of the month is, and get it all written, top edited, copy edited, splice it and slice it for the different platforms that you are on. And when it comes to blog posts, because they are a big chunk, that's where I don't stick to a specific blogging schedule. I blog as I feel inspired, and as, sometimes it's like, okay, it's time to refresh the setting the holiday table for Thanksgiving blog. So that kind of comes up in our calendar every year, and we refresh that and out it goes. But there's other times when we decide to write a brand new Women Who Own It blog post because I've met a new female entrepreneur. I'm super inspired by how kick butt she is, and I want to share her story, her business, her kick buttness, and that will promote us to do a blog post. So I don't feel obligated to a specific schedule when it comes to blogging, although I am committed to a certain rhythm when it comes to Instagram.
Which someone's question was how.
Yes.
Yeah, and someone asked what are your thoughts on Instagram stories and how often to be posting in general.
Excellent. So okay, so I was clear, right? We want to be consistent on the platforms we choose. We don't have to choose a million platforms, right? We really focus on Instagram. We often push content to Facebook after Instagram, although I love chatting with you guys in designer forums. That's where Facebook really still has us. Pinterest is sort of something that when we focus on it, we can really see the great outcome, but when we don't have a great intern who can put some effort there, it sometimes falls by the wayside, to be honest, right? Mm-hmm. But Instagram is sort of our home. So for us, Instagram stories are... They're where our personality comes through. They're where we can show you some inside scoops, some updates on project, site visits, some behind the scenes on what's going on. They're fun for us, and they really help us connect to our audience. So the stories I find are more about a place of joy and a place of ease and relaxation and nothing too strict. So we don't feel committed to a specific schedule on those. They kind of come naturally. I love to kind of look at the end of my day, go back through and see were there any great moments that I should share and push out. Certainly if we're at a design event or we're gonna be in market, you're gonna see the stories blowing up. We're gonna be doing a gabillion a day. You won't even be able to watch them all. And then there's times where we're kind of quiet.
And we're working.
And because sometimes we have to do floor plans and stuff and go shopping for fabrics. So yeah, I think I let that one roll. Same with blog posts. I let it roll. It comes, there's some that are evergreen and they come up every year, and then there's times when we go through a little dry spell and we're busy with other things.
We had a question before that I love, which is how much do you spend on Google?
So I spend zero on Google. We are huge big fans of.
Give us a
right. We are huge big fans of shouting from the rooftop and creating our own buzz, and I think we've done a pretty good job of it so far. I can definitely imagine a day where I am buying Google ads and buying Facebook ads and Instagram ads and whatever, but new market or, really wanting to spread the news far and wide about a product launch, where we will dive into that.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you and your team, so Thrive Design Studio said, do you and your team
Thrive.
Still market outside of social media?
So I would say that, the standard is launching in spring, and we're obviously doing a ton of speaking at High Point. We're not speaking to potential residential interior design clients, so that is marketing for our future launch of the interior design standard. But as far as other marketing to full service interior design clients, it's more about networking rather than marketing. We definitely try to get out there and make sure that our projects, when they're newly photographed, get seen by the world. So we're huge into pitching them to online sources so that it's a quicker turnaround. But it's such an honor to be in a print scenario, of course. Are we glitching?
Sorry.
Are we glitching?
No, that was my bad.
Okay, no, it's okay. Did I do one of those? So yeah, I don't know. Talk to me, ladies. Am I
We do
off track?
I think what we do is we do newsletter marketing for
Yeah.
our full service
Yes.
clientele.
Yes. So we're really trying to nurture those leads that are on our newsletter list.
Yeah.
We're very committed to staying in touch with them.
Yeah, and our website is really directed towards full service.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. There's like a
Design
little
quotes.
trade tab off in the corner. We're really all about those full service clients are our main person coming to our website at this time. Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't do a lot of like physical ads. Like that's
I don't think
You're open to it.
I don't think we've ever done an ad.
We've done gift certificates.
So we've done school auctions, which of course we love to support my kids' schools and other employees' schools and friends that reach out schools. So we love doing school auctions. I love getting involved in community events whenever we can, but I really think it's more about networking for that. I don't think we've bought an ad except for if we were in a charitable organization,
Like a program.
like supporting a program. So we were like in Jazz House Kids, we did an ad to support. So yeah, maybe a little ad if it's a .org and we're supporting the thing, but we haven't purchased ads for like in a magazine or anything. No, it's all been kind of grassroots.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think you could talk more to like how we used to post like 3 posts a day on Instagram and like what that wake up call kind of looked like and the quality of the quantity.
Yeah, so we kind of came to the conclusion, and it goes back and forth, but that there was a shift in social media from just post. You have to be consistent, get out there, just get something up. You need to be consistent, to it needs to really be completely tricked out for it to be worth the effort of putting it together. So it can't just be like pretty picture post. It needs to have content that's interesting. It needs to have the right hashtags. It needs to be geolocated. You need to go in there and tag your vendors and all the things. It really needs to have legs to get out in the world and be seen. And so we shifted from a whole lot of posts to a couple way less posts per week that are super clear and completely tricked out and really thoughtful. And we set that all up in our what is like a spreadsheet essentially that tracks all the so what it is it's every image in our portfolio that we're actively sharing on social has information, who the photographer was, what are the trades and or vendors that are in that image. So if it's a Arterior's light fixture, it says that right there so that the next person who's setting that up on social doesn't have to go around and ask the designers or look in our software or hope to remember. It's all written down. And then also it's all tagged already because we already know that this post is about interior design master bedrooms or bathrooms or Zen living or whatever that tag is that we've already done the research around. So once you've set up an image once and you've set it up right, you should capture all that data so that you don't have to do that legwork again. You know me, systematize like the work and then work the system. Don't make yourself crazy because every time if you have to think, now where was that throw from and what fabric was that? That's crazy because those images will have legs. They will go on Instagram, then they will go on Pinterest, they will show up as the cover of your YouTube video, they will be in a blog post, but right when you're done getting those photographs, you should identify all of those things that are in that image right away when it's fresh in your mind because it's a real pain in the butt later to figure that stuff out.
And we have a good question about tags, but do we want to give a shout out to Later, which is the software we use to schedule our content?
Yeah, so Later is what we do for scheduling social media content, and it's hugely helpful because you can keep lists of hashtags, you can put your content in. I think
you can batch schedule.
You can batch schedule, so like we're gonna be in High Point, it's gonna be really busy. We've got Instagram takeovers, we've got a lot of live streaming that's going to be going on. So it's all set up already so that we're not worrying about today's post and everything else that's going on. It's all scheduled.
All our holiday content.
Yeah,
Scheduled.
Holidays already scheduled. You hear that? That was pride. There's a lot of pride.
It was pride. PR team back here.
PR pride.
PR. Let's cheers to that.
Cheers to holidays.
You've got pride.
Yeah. Let me know. Give me a heart if all of your holiday content is already scheduled. Let me know.
We have a question about how do you research the best hashtags?
So
yeah,
hit it.
She knows.
Hit it, Sarah Harris. So you wanna put them in, and you're gonna see how many followers there are and how big the reach is. And so you want to make sure that your reach is sort of scaled to your business size. So we don't have 1 million followers, so we aren't going to show up in that top 9 square of a hashtag that has 1 million followers, right? So we want to kind of scale it. Like we have around 10K. So we want to be in that zone. So just the same advice that I give about, you want to hire a lawyer that's in the same place in their business as you are, because you're not going to be able to afford the most fancy law firm in the biggest city nearby. You're going to be able to afford a law firm that's at the same stage of growth that you are in your business. So if I'm 14 years in business, I probably want someone with about that same level in their business. And you'll be amazed at how well this works for the fact that you can afford that person too. Same thing with a photographer, same thing with all web developer. You really think about it, it works. You wanna kind of stay in that zone, and this also becomes like your homies. It becomes your network. Yeah, it's good.
I think another tip that's always great with PR is just reminding people that they can tap interns in fields of communication, English study background, you said once, to help you blog, edit video. Like, let's talk about that for designers who are feeling like, how could I possibly tackle all of this?
So true. And especially for you designers who do not live close to a major design university, it can be really hard to get your head around how you're going to use interns in your business. Right? So same thing here. We are constantly in need of a little extra help, another set of hands, but it's not necessarily in design. As we all know, we love to do the design part. We need more help with library management, returns, setting up a first draft on those Instagram posts, maybe digging into Pinterest and pushing out those images with intention. The format needs to be vertical, it needs to be this, it needs to be that. There's a lot of legwork to taking that one photo and making it perfect for Instagram, perfect for Pinterest, perfect for a blog post, a great Canva for YouTube. Like, it is no joke amount of work. Interns are amazing for this because they would be interested in this role if they're anywhere from kind of techie to marketing to communications to graphic design and maybe even interior design, and they just naturally have that tech flair because they're just coming out of school and they're incredible with all their tech knowledge just naturally. So open your mind, open up to other degrees that they're seeking as potential interns, and also think about what could you get off your plate or add. Maybe you're not blogging right now because you can't even imagine having time, but what if there's a communications college, a degree program nearby that's well known? Maybe all of a sudden you do have a writer on staff who's drafting some things for you. And for me, it's about sitting down and setting aside time with my PR team and saying, throw the voice recorder on, let's have a conversation about something I'm thinking about for a blog topic, and I can brain dump to them and they can take it and form it, and then we can go through a final round of edits. So it should come of you, but it doesn't need to come from your fingertips.
That was good.
Okay, good. Cheers. I do love that. And that is something I learned from Rania, and Sarah Harris, who you all know and love, was an intern. So don't forget, sometimes you come across a good one and you get to hold on tight.
Hold on tight.
And also such a hack that I have to share, Upwork.com, you can hire people for really cheap to just write captions for you, drafts. So Upwork.com, highly recommend. They have so many creatives on there.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, and giving work is a huge way to give too. It's wonderful. Yeah. And if you don't, so we also need to always note when we're talking about interns that you need to give them proper school credit or pay them, right?
Yeah.
There's no such thing as free work in this country. So school credit or fair pay.
Okay.
And Upwork is another great option if interns are really hard to find sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we also talk about for PR, like considering out-of-the-box guerrilla marketing tactics to dominate your local market, like gifts to contractors and vendors, letters and notes to old clients, wine and treats for potential clients. Tell me about how you incorporate that in your marketing of your business.
So you may have heard this story before, but when I first launched my own firm, I did it on the back of a beautiful Christmas card. So I was living in New York City, decided to go out on my own, and went to Conran Shop, if you remember this old amazing English company that used to be under the 59th Street Bridge. It's gone now. But they had this incredible card selection, and I picked out this sassy, beautiful holiday card. And in it, I tucked my brand new business cards I had just printed and said, by the way, I'm going out on my own. Would love to hear from you if you know anyone looking for interior design. Tucked my cards in. And so for me, it has always remained really important to stay in touch with clients on a personal level with a handwritten note or card, and maybe a little something that surprises and delights. So one year we did heart-shaped wreaths for Valentine's Day. We've done the Attitude is Gratitude parties in early November over the years, where we're just celebrating our vendors and our clients. We haven't done that in a little while, and we need to resurrect it. We'll try to do something out of the blue. We try to give a beautiful bound book with the professional photography to our clients when their project wraps up. We just try to think out of the box. I'm not a person who sends chocolates at the grand holidays because I don't want to be competing with a sea of other treats. I will more hit you on St. Patty's Day or, just out of the blue. And we find it comes from a place of authenticity. It comes from a place of just like, oh, you know what we should do? We've sent little contractor gifts out to contractors that we identified that we'd love to work with and we'd love to be on their radar. And so sending them a little something that just felt really specific and helpful to them. So I think it's about reaching out, it's about being thoughtful, and of course, use your creativity. We all know it's there. It's a deep, deep well. I know all of you are a fountain of ideas. You can't sustain a business in interior design if you are not a fountain of ideas. So use it. Use it in all kinds of different ways, and it's a great way to make marketing fun.
Yeah. That's such a great note. I think that covers my questions. Does anybody else have any other questions? If not...
Oh, someone commented they totally love Conrad's shop.
Oh, right? I don't know. I don't even know if it exists anymore, if it's in London or if it just evaporated completely. I don't know. Someone let me know if they know. I should Google it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
But I'm going to remind them to, Sarah commented our GoPro portfolio checklist, which everyone should check out. It has a lot of marketing tips.
Yeah. It's all about building that gorgeous professional portfolio that you can use everywhere in your marketing, right?
And also just to check us out on our trade tab.
Awesome. All right, I think they're calling it a day. I gotta go celebrate my birthday with my adorable children. Thank you, little nuggets, for your kind words and birthday gifts today. I have just been bowled over by your love. Thank you, thank you. I am Sandra Funk. This has been Hump Day and also my 42nd birthday. Check us out at houseoffunk.com/trade for so many more tips and insights and thoughts about how to run a profitable and joyful interior design business. We'll be here drinking champagne if you need us. Cheers.
Cheers.